I'll start again.
You should start again.
Bacon is my podcast. Bacon is my bacon. Bacon is my podcast. Bacon is my.
This episode of Bacon is My Podcast is brought to you by drinkwildbills.com, grillyourassoff.com, and poddex.com. Use the promo code BACON to get 10% off of any order on all of those websites.
Indeed. And then you can also go to manscaped.com. Another gracious sponsor we have. Use the Como.
Use the Como?
Wow, I was making fun of you.
We
don't throw stones in glass houses, folks.
See what happens?
Use the promo code BACONPOD to get 20% off and free shipping.
Yeah, pretty nice. Shave those, shave the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Make your bean bag clean.
Mm-hmm.
Or use the wipes on the beans and the butts.
Use the ball deodorant.
I use the wipes all the time.
Yeah, I do too.
All the time.
I do too. But yeah. Hey, Jim.
What's up?
I guess your testicles are clean.
They are clean.
That's wonderful.
Thanks to Manscaped.
Yes.
Sponsor.
Super duper sponsor. Yeah, welcome to Bacon's My Podcast.
Yeah, how you doing this week?
I'm good. I'm here.
I am also
living.
here.
Still taking breaths.
That's good.
That's a good thing.
That was a good breath, too. It was a full, in through the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm taking big breaths is this past Friday, we actually started our double bacon April.
Yes.
Which is...
A lot.
We're doing 8 episodes.
Yeah.
In the month of April. Every Monday, every Friday.
I don't know if that's more fatiguing for us or if it's more fatiguing for you guys to listen. I guess you can listen whenever you want, so it really doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
But it is more stuff if you're trying to keep up.
Indeed. Something else that you do have to keep up on is Friends of Ours.
Which friends?
The band called Rivals.
You do got to keep up with the Rivals because they got all kinds of good stuff coming.
Yeah, so this week they have a new single coming out, and it's going to be delicious.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I haven't heard it yet.
I bet you their balls are clean. Well, the ones with balls.
The ones with balls.
Yeah.
Except for Cooley.
Right.
What?
Still can't say her name, can you?
We'll see. We will see. So before we get into the episode with our guest this week, Miss Haley Michelle, the Paranormal Princess.
Miss Haley Michelle on TikTok and on Instagram.
Yeah.
Or M. Haley Michelle.
M. Haley Michelle, which was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
You're going to really enjoy it. She got real deep on some stuff.
We take a trip into the supernatural.
And yeah.
And I like it.
Yeah, we're going to do that more.
I hope so.
I want to do that.
I hope so.
I want to do that more.
Yeah, I'm good.
But yeah, so before we do that, let's go to our little month of April thing that we're going to do with Rivals.
Yeah, have at it, Rivals. Let's see how you do.
Mm-hmm. So what's up, guys? It is April, and you know what that means. We made the big announcement. We made the announcement twice.
Double bacon April.
Nobody loves an announcement more than I do. But this week, this month, is Rivals Appreciation, Rivals
Appreciation Month,
Awareness Month.
Rivals Awareness Month.
So what's up, guys? What's going on?
Not much. I'm actually currently cooking dinner.
What are you cooking?
What are you cooking? What do you have?
I'm making General Tso with broccoli.
What?
Oh, look at you.
I'm at a 7-Eleven gas station.
What?
What's General? I'm at a 7-Eleven gas station.
General Tso's is like the most delicious chicken ever.
What gas
Chinese
station
food.
are you at?
7-Eleven gas station.
7-Eleven. He could probably find a General Tso donut there.
It
probably exists.
Don't
That
tempt
sounds
me. I will
awful.
go find it.
I don't think
I will
that's a
go
good
find
idea.
it right now.
Yeah, I'm at one of my favorite
Oh, it's a taco truck.
He's like, taco.
Oh, I love taco.
You hit mute.
That's all right.
Sebastian, you hit mute.
We're gonna finish.
my
We're gonna
favorite
finish
taco
it.
place.
We finish your sentences here.
Finish each other's.
So it is currently April 4th, and what April 4th means is that it's the Monday prior to the new single
Yeah.
coming out. It's going to be pretty sweet.
Aww.
We're so excited. So you guys
We
are
are too.
now you guys are now independent. So
We are.
What
We
kind
are.
of jump? Like what went behind that process of going? You know what? Let's just do it on our own.
So much money. Like, bleeding us dry. But
We
it's
all
great.
lost so much money.
We have lost so much money. Yeah, I mean, that was the biggest thing is we knew as a unit going into it that we didn't want to like turn backwards in regards to quality or anything, which means paying out of pocket for everything. So
Right.
it's quite expensive, but worth it. In my opinion, because I think it looks great and I think it sounds great, and I think John Espy killed it with us as always. He always does. He wrote most of wrote with us most of our stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So people might not realize that like when you are an independent band, you do have to pay for everything yourselves. So
Always.
if people want to help you with the fact that all of a sudden you've got much bigger bills coming your way to give them music, where and how can they buy some merchandise, or can they support you
say-
in some way that will help? What can they do?
One of the best methods of supporting an independent band, shockingly, is actually streaming the music. We actually get our money when it's streamed. We get the money. It comes to us. It's very nice. So yeah, stream the music, stream the heck out of it. Put it in all your favorite playlists that you have, so your friends see it.
Watch the video.
Yeah, watch the video. Share it.
We
Even
also
if you
have
can't.
we also have a Patreon that we're revamping soon. So helping us like directly, if you wanted to do more than just stream, it would be our Patreon as well.
And
That
if
would
you
be
have no money-
patreon.com/what?
We are RVLS.
Just like
Patreon.com
everything.
/we are RVLS, just like everything else.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep it simple.
And then if you have no money, the best thing you could do, no money, like, all of us.
No human monies, yes.
The best thing you can do for us is just share it. Share it on everything. Share it the heck out of it. Because
Tell your
just 'cause
friend.
you can't afford to buy something doesn't mean a friend of yours can't. Come to a show.
Save
is
up your monies and go to a show.
Yes.
That is going to
They're
a show
going
is,
on
like,
tour. They're going to be on tour
huge.
right now.
And while you're at a
Yeah.
show, buy a T-shirt.
Yeah. Maybe give me a
Awesome.
hug.
Isn't that
give
contradicting
hugs.
to the no money thing?
Shut up.
Well, no, you save your money. You save your money for the show and T-shirt thing.
Yeah, I'm like, you could not purchase the $20 a month for 1 month and buy a $20 ticket,
See, it all works out. You can figure it out. You can figure out how to help your favorite bands, and trust me, if you listen to Rivals, they're going to be one of your favorite bands.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah,
so
I read that
tomorrow,
I just said it, so it's out loud,
and
in
it's on the internet,
universe.
so it's got to be true.
It's in
That's
the.
I think I
It's-
read that
yeah.
in a really, really important book. God, what is that called? What's that book called? I think
The
it was
Bible?
the Bible. Yeah, that was it.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
read it in
know?
the same book. I know.
Fucking A.
It says, it's like John 3:18 or something. It says like listen to
3:18.
Bibles. They're fucking great.
It's right after Austin 3:16.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
was gonna say.
Shortly after that.
Practical
Don't
deal.
know a single
All right.
Bible verse.
So tomorrow is Dark Matter Day.
Yes.
So go to your local streaming platform, which your local streaming platform is probably this, your
Yeah,
phone,
there is
your
no-
apparatus.
Your local
Whatever
ones in your
apparatus you
pocket.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go
Your red
do it.
jumpsuit.
There you go.
Aw.
Shout out to John Espy. But yeah, go listen, and we're going to get back to the episode. We're going to talk to them next week.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, no, in a few days.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
With all of us in the same outfits.
Okay.
Well, that sucked.
Yeah.
I don't know if it sucked because we're doing this.
Yeah.
through the magic of editing. That was awesome. Now you can use either one.
Now I can use either one.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Or use them both, and it just shows how unprepared I am.
Yeah.
Hashtag professional.
That was spectacular.
I do love Rivals and everything that they do. So.
Yeah.
It was spectacular. Stupendous, even.
Splendiferous.
Splendiferous.
So, don't forget, new single comes out on the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be great. And they're going to be with us all month doing stuff.
Yeah.
Different things and whatnot. So, be on the lookout for that. But also, here we go. We got an episode.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's jump
do it.
on. Let's jump on with Haley Michelle. Let's talk paranormal. Let's talk Disney princesses. Let's talk everything.
Let's talk about hating musicals except for High School Musical and Grease and anything else that's a musical.
And other musicals. So, yeah.
When's that going to start?
Now. Keep your balls clean. Now. I threw promo in, so you have to keep it.
Cool. Now.
So we got a new sponsor.
Yeah, sweet balls, bro.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm pretty sure you can guess by that conversation that our new sponsor is Manscaped.
Yes, Manscaped, a company that I'm very familiar with.
Me too.
A few years now. I've been using their products, and I tell you what, my marbles have never been shinier.
I actually got their lawnmower 3.0.
Yes,
which it has skin safe technology, and they've just upgraded to the 4.0. And let me tell you, I love the 3.0, but the 4.0 is just so much better. It's got a light on it. Do I really need a light? Yes, you do.
Visual aids.
Yeah,
Visual aids
you
are
absolutely
important
do.
sometimes.
For sure.
Sometimes in those crevices, that upper leg, inner crease.
Yes, agreed.
It's a tough spot. So the Perfect Package 4.0 contains the Lawnmower 4.0.
Yes.
But one of the things that I am a big fan of is the Crop Reviver. As
yes.
they call it. It is they call it the Ball Spray Toner.
Yes. So it's
those marbles.
What else is in the Perfect package as well is the ball deodorant.
Yes,
it's the Crop Preserver. It's an anti-chafing. So when you walk a lot, I don't know about you, but sometimes I get the chafing. I should probably lose weight, but instead I use this.
I'm just a fan. I've always been a fan. I was super excited when you told me that we got the email from them saying that we could now offer a discount to our listeners.
Yes.
I thought that was super cool. So
and men and women can use it too.
Absolutely. It's not just a man thing.
So if you want, you can get 20% off.
Yeah,
your order
is
now.
A big deal.
That's a big deal.
Pretty awesome.
Use the promo code BACONPOD. You get 20% off at manscaped.com. So go ahead to manscaped.com. Save yourself 20%.
Yeah.
Use the promo code
BACONPOD.
And make your marbles clean.
20%
and shiny.
Check it out, manscaped.com. Highly recommended and used by your boys here at Bacon Is My Podcast. Like I said, keep those marbles shiny.
Whoop, whoop.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, my name is Patty Negri. I am a psychic, medium, and good witch, and I am consuming Bacon Is My Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bacon Is My Podcast.
Solid.
It was like fast in the beginning.
It was solid. I like it.
Slow it down. Today, we have Haley Michelle, the paranormal princess, on the show with us today. What's going on?
I'm excited to be here and just chat and hang out.
Yeah.
Get some like stress off me.
That's what we do.
That's
you guys are
we're
funny
de-stressors.
and it just puts me in a better mood than I was before.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
That's
the day is young. We have time.
We can screw that up at any moment.
Just
Hopefully
like that.
We'll try our best not to.
We can. But so where are you coming to us from right now?
I'm in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
So, we are fellow Hoosiers, my dear, because I am also from Indiana. I grew up in Lafayette, Indiana, or West Lafayette, Indiana.
Okay. I don't even want to tell you where I'm from because I don't want you to laugh at me.
That is you can or you cannot. I think it's funny.
Well, do you want a good laugh?
I want a good laugh. I always want a good laugh.
But keep in mind that Michael Jackson lived in Gary, Indiana, and he's the biggest star ever, okay?
He did. That's true.
Okay. I'm in Anderson.
Hey.
He almost spit out his drink.
That's all right.
for those listening.
That's
But
all
it
right.
makes it better that I gave the example about Michael Jackson first.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know what? Every place makes at least a couple good people.
It's like when you're in a small city and you're super bored, like you want to become something because it's so boring here and like lame.
Absolutely. I credit growing up in Indiana like a lot to my work ethic. And I'm same with you. Like you work all the time. Like you post 3-4 times a day on both your TikTok and your Instagram. And you are doing modeling things. You are doing
Traveling things.
live streaming from haunted buildings. You are ghost bait. You're doing all kinds of stuff. You are a hardworking person. So I think
am.
growing up in small towns is one of those things that makes you just kind of go, I have to get out of here and do something.
That's right. And you know that I also own my own company.
Yes.
That's my
Well, talk
princess
about it.
company. Where I go to kids' parties as different princesses
Mm-hmm.
for their little kid birthday parties, no adult parties. I get that all the time.
I'm sure.
I seriously get men coming up to me. So you do adult parties? Okay, I'm Elsa, and they ask me that.
We actually brought an Elsa to my daughter's birthday party last May.
My God.
Man, we didn't tell her what we were doing and stuff. And Elsa came walking through into the backyard, and she was just like starstruck.
It's the best
Absolutely
feeling.
starstruck. It's really cool. That's got to be really cool.
It is,
Yeah.
because you get to be a celebrity for these kids. Like they can't
Absolutely.
believe that you popped out of their TV. That's how they feel about it.
Yeah.
So how did you get started doing that before you created it as a company? Were you working for another company kind of doing parties and things like that? Or did you just go, hey, this is something I'm going to do. I enjoy doing it.
Well, actually, okay. One of my good friends, she's a mother, and she said, hey, my daughter's turning 6. Will you come to her party as Elsa? And I've heard about princess parties before and stuff, but I never thought much of it. And I was like, okay. She said, I'll pay you $20. I said, okay. And keep in mind, this was 6 years ago. Just saying.
Yeah.
So I go there and pictures are taken and I post them on my Instagram, and then everybody starts saying, oh my gosh, how much do you charge? Will you come to my daughter's party? Will you come to my daughter's party? And it keeps going on. And I'm like, holy crap, for real? Like, I'm going to all these parties. And now I'm like, I need to add more characters. And it just turns into Royal Wishes. Now I have every single character. I have people I hired on. And it's overwhelming. And there's a new character I'm playing that kind of scares me. Do you want to know who it is?
Yes, we do.
You guys will know exactly. Jojo Siwa.
Nice.
I was gonna ask if
I didn't know she was a Disney princess.
Yeah.
But you know what? I can see it.
I do mostly do characters.
Yes, that's awesome. That is fun.
Well, I was gonna ask, have you gotten Encanto requests yet? Because that is all I hear at my house ever now.
Oh, okay. Not yet, actually. But I have seen, I'm part of groups and stuff, and there are characters starting to go out and do that.
I think my disadvantage is that my dog's name is Bruno. So
yes,
we don't talk about Bruno. I've heard that song 700,000 times, and it's ridiculous. But it's a great movie.
I teach vocals.
I've never seen the movie yet.
Too.
Oh,
I haven't either.
Why are you sleeping on that?
I don't like musicals.
See, Indiana. we don't like musicals. I'm there too. I
get it.
I can't stand it. It takes me right out of the story. Why don't you like musicals?
Same, yeah.
What's your reason for not liking musicals? Now, I will say though, I've heard some rumors that you happen to have a liking of Grease.
I do. That's probably the only one.
I've seen you visited where they filmed it. You got the whole thing going.
Let me just say, I snuck into the school.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Straight in with a backpack, pretending I'm a student. They believe me.
Yeah, got some pictures on Instagram in front of the lockers and everything.
Hate Grease. I mean, hate musicals, love Grease.
Yeah. So
How does that work?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that
So
work?
you,
But
we
it's
need
because
further.
back in the time, like the cool times. It's okay. When they're singing, it takes forever. It's like, hurry up! I want to figure out what's happening next. Like, why are you still singing? Shut up.
Okay, I do get that, but I will say with Encanto, it does move the story forward. It's less of that like let's stop and have a song, and more of a like we need to keep this moving.
See, I will say when I first moved to New York, the first job I got in New York was at a Planet Hollywood right in Times Square. So 99.9999% of the people that I was working with as waiters and bartenders were aspiring musical theater people.
Yeah.
So I lived in a musical watching people for no reason burst into songs that make no sense. Pirouetting up to tables and just being like, how are you today? And I'm just like, shut your face.
Well, how were their tips?
What are you doing?
How were their tips?
I don't know. Mine were great because I wasn't singing.
Oh.
Yeah, those people were from Indiana.
Yeah, right?
There you go.
That's true. Indiana people don't know how to tip. What are you, crazy? But yeah, I agree with you on the musical thing. Bursting into song always kind of takes me out of the story, and I love the story.
Same.
I like to get wrapped up in a story and like kind of feel like I'm part of it, and I can't do that.
Yeah, you totally forget everything when they're singing.
Yeah, it loses me. It just loses me.
All right, I get it, but like
now I do
but Disney, but you
Disney
love
cartoons,
Disney.
things like that. It's a little different.
Encanto is Disney. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, there's three of us here, and one of
I'm
us.
the odd man out.
Potato thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Right, and potato's incorrect. So.
Oh my gosh.
I hate this guy sometimes.
Sometimes
it's all right.
So. Okay, so we created our business as far as doing the parties and doing characters for the parties and everything. How long have you been doing that now? Like that started, and we're gonna have to bleep out her cost that she gave her friend because that's not right.
Yeah, that's not right.
We can't put that out there. That's people are gonna be like, we want the same.
I've probably been doing this for 6 years or a little more than that.
Nice, that's awesome. And so you built this whole company.
21, and now I'm 28.
Commercial break.
All right, so we just played the fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw our new sponsor next to us at the fair.
Right.
Right? Any of you that have ever been to festivals, one of the coolest spots to go to is that spot that's selling you sodas where the copper mugs.
Oh, they're the best.
Wild Bill's, dude.
Yes. And you don't just have to go to a fair to get their stuff anymore. You can go to drinkwildbills.com and they'll send it right to your house.
They sent that ginormous box to us.
Huge box.
Yeah.
Of stuff, and it made me realize that Wild Bill's isn't just soda.
Yeah, I thought it was at first, but man, the jerky and
nuts and coffee.
Oh man, snack foods, coffee, everything.
And if you go there now, drinkwildbills.com, use the promo code BACON, of course, and you get 10% off.
Oh, dude, check it out. Stick with us because we're going to be letting you know how that coffee tastes. We're going to be doing some tasting episodes on literally everything in the box.
Yes.
So stick with us. But, dude, you've had it. You've been at fairs. I've bought it. I bought that mug. It's awesome. I love it.
And now, again, we're heading into the winter months. It's going to get a little colder. No more fairs. Just have it delivered right to your door.
Drinkwildbills.com.
Yeah.
Easy for me to say. Once. Check it out. Promo code BACON.
Yep. This is Andy from Sucker Punch, and you are consuming Bacon is my podcast.
So a lot of kids' parties, they're obviously on the weekends, stuff like that, but you're traveling a lot. You're doing a lot of these, different cons and doing live streams from different places. How is it maintaining that business and still traveling as much as you do?
It's hard, but I do have a wonderful assistant, and she's pretty young. I got her like when she was in high school, and now she's graduated, and she's like building herself up in the company. She's taking on a lot of responsibility. Um, she will actually go to the parties for me, like as Elsa, or she can fit so many different characters.
That's awesome.
So she'll take over like the conversations we have with people trying to book, and I couldn't do it without her, honestly. And my company would totally flop because I have been putting a lot more attention to my TikToks and traveling and paranormal investigations and stuff like that.
So that's been going on for 6 years. At what point did you start, like, do you remember as you were growing up when the paranormal started becoming a part of your life, as far as something that you were noticing or something that you were interested in? Not even that you wanted to work in.
I had my first paranormal experience when I was in my crib.
Really? What do you remember of it?
I was laying there and I was looking up, and there was 2 police officers standing next to me, but they were dressed in old-fashioned, like back in the day uniforms, like 1950s, 1940s, and they were pointing at me and laughing at me.
Wow. So do you have, like, when you think about that, do you have like this super clear picture of it, or is it kind of fuzzy?
I can see I was laying this way and they were to the right of me, and they were standing really close together, and I knew they weren't alive. I knew they were spirits.
Wow.
Yeah, that stuff, it tends to stick with you for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like Jen, so my wife, same thing. She in our apartment, our old apartment that we were in, she had an experience where she saw an apparition, and I was sleeping on the couch or something, and like to this day, she's like, it's clear, like I could see exactly what happened, exactly what they look like. So yeah, and what's cool,
story. Like she knows,
right?
What's cool is that I don't know if she's ever embraced it really until she was older, but they always say that when you're younger, your inhibitions are kind of like lowered and you're more open to it and that kind of stuff. But I don't know if necessarily, maybe she just kind of was worried about bringing it up and stuff like that. But now even with my son and stuff, he kind of sees some stuff every once in a while, and he'll tell us.
Wow.
And we're fostering of that thought, and we're open to it and that kind of stuff. So that's really cool. Did you grow up in did they foster oh, this is good, this is great, like keep approaching it, or did you kind of close that off after it happened?
That's
with
what
your
I was gonna
family?
say. I have a belief that all children can see spirits up to a certain age, and as they get that older feeling, it stops. And some people will keep that, like me and Patty, for instance. I'm really good friends with Patty. She saw them when she was younger, and she just kept that gift and never let it go. Unlike some adults who are ready just to grow up and they forget all about that side. But I never really spoke about it to my mom unless they really scared me. And she also saw spirits too, but she doesn't like to acknowledge it. She'll sometimes just say, yeah, I heard someone walking in the hallway last night, and she lives alone. And she kind of just pushes it away like, oh, it's like a natural thing. But it's just something that I never even told a lot of people until I got to middle school, and I used to scare the crap out of my friends and tell them to come in the basement with me, and I would ghost hunt with them and scare them and stuff like that. Good times.
Nice.
I've never been a part of a ghost hunt.
They're traumatized from it.
I've never been a part of a ghost hunt. I so want to do it. I enjoy ghost adventures and all that, all like sort of parallel, all the paranormal stuff. I was like, oh man, I need to get an Oculus. Oh, an Oculus is like $3,000. I'm not going to get one of those. But yeah, I love that stuff. I love all that kind of stuff. I've kind of really gotten into it only like the past 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. But yeah, I think it's great. I think it's really
so
cool.
much fun. It's like a new thing every time you go to it. Like different things happen, and like a different exploring in those buildings. Different stories from different people. Some are mean, some are nice, some are creeps. It's just crazy.
Right. So at what point did you start feeling kind of comfortable approaching that as a business career or something, and maybe not business career, but something you're sharing through social media and sharing out there, things like that? Was that always something that was super easy and comfortable for you, or?
No, because there's so many skeptics, and I hate confrontation. So I'm not trying to argue with blah, 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 back and forth. Like, okay, believe what you want. I don't care. So it did take me a while. In regards of like telling people, once I started trusting them, I'd be like talking about spirits here and there.
Mhm.
But with posting it, I actually didn't start posting it till like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And then my channel took off pretty much. And I realized that it was a lot of people who actually enjoyed the paranormal that were coming on there instead of skeptics. So it was easier to connect with them, and they enjoyed the videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so you've adopted TikTok. Like, you were one of the early adopters of TikTok. How did you come up with like sharing paranormal stuff and or anything like that on TikTok with such limited time and limited, like, people have limited attention spans now. So how'd you work on getting that all work together?
It's a big topic to throw in there, and you've done a really good job with it too. Like, you'll do like your you'll answer tweets and stuff. You'll do the dowsing rods. You have the doll. Like, there's a few different ways that you've done that are quick for people. You know what I mean?
People, like you said, they don't want to sit there and watch forever on some things, and they won't do it. So I do attention grabbers a lot of the times, and I try to involve them in my videos, as in, like, you want your question answered, or, oh, if you have this on your hand, this relates to you, stuff that relates to them. But I think it all started when I started talking about the ghost cat in my house, and people were like, oh, I have that too. I think I have animals, ghosts in my house. So they like the relationship. They like when they think they're alone on something, like, oh, there's something in my house, and then you hear me say there's something in my house, you're like, I can relate with her. I'm going to follow her and see what she does about this.
Yeah. I
if
definitely
that kind of
think
answers the question.
No, it does.
It does, because I definitely think that a lot of what it is there are so many people that are interested in the paranormal as a I want to figure this out, or I just want to see something interesting, or hearing about things that I can't explain. But then when you turn it around and you make it into a, hey, we're connected on this level, that gives people a whole other thing that they're searching for.
Yeah.
Everybody's yearning for connection, especially when you're talking about something that you can't quite explain. So it's like, I have this thing that kind of scares me, or that I'm not sure about, and someone else had a similar experience, and I can find them and interact with them or see what they think. So I think that's a huge part.
I get a lot of even people who are skeptical, but they also lose someone special in their life, and they want that second of connection, like with their grandma, or maybe she is a ghost and I want to talk to her. Even if they're skeptical, they'll be like, I want to see what she says. Are ghosts really? They try to, like, are they real? So I kind of reel them in, because everyone will lose someone important in their life, and they would love to see them that one time, or just to know that they're at peace.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time that so you've had experiences, but I can imagine as you're growing up, having those experiences can be kind of isolating as well. And just like you're talking about, you're giving people somebody that they can kind of relate to. Do you remember a time where that first time where you found somebody that you could relate to and felt like, oh my God, somebody else has this too? Or like, you had the same experience I have. Oh my God, let's talk. How could we do that?
Actually, no. I've always been kind of like, I may like appear away, and people may look at me and be like, oh, can I cuss on this show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, people will look at me and think that immediately just off my looks. But in all honestly, truth, I'm like a soft person. Like, I'm a hippie. I'm a lover. I'm a peace and love. I'm a good witch. I'm all this stuff, and I will accept you immediately, and not just based off your looks. And I've always had trouble with people judging me immediately. So I definitely sheltered myself and took a step back and mostly made my life as me as the main character. So I never really was looking at other people like, oh, they have what I have. I just was like, when I was younger, I was like, I'm the only one who can do this type thing.
Right.
Just to make things easier for me. But of course, now that I'm older, I'm getting into the community where I'm meeting all these friends who are exactly like I am. And I'm really good friends with Patty. And we actually did a reading together. She did a reading for me, and we found out that we knew each other in a past life, and that's why we had such a strong connection. She was actually like someone who I looked up to, and she helped like mentored me, but we didn't really like each other that much in a past life.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what you believe in, but that's what she says to me. And now we're just the stuff she says and the connection we have. I'm like, wow, that's like how I am, and that's how I grew up, and those stories sound like how my stories were. So it took me some years to get, that person.
So how has that transition for you? Has that been has it been like a super positive thing where it's kind of like, oh, this is awesome that I'm here now? Or was it tough for you
really
at first?
Is.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I couldn't even believe it. The first like paranormal convention thing I went to, I couldn't believe all the people that were I could just feel it in the room. Their positive like energy vibes. They weren't judging, complimenting me, or I'm complimenting them. And we were like a family almost. And it was just a click immediately. And I'm like, wow, these people are who I was, like who I am, who I was, who I grew up to be. And they're my like family. Like, we're a bunch of weirdos. I'm not going to lie, but we're the sweetest weirdos you'll ever meet.
But that's our crowd.
That's our.
Yeah.
That's
you're not weirding us out.
We're musicians first off, so we're immediately don't fit in anywhere, and then and then also we do this. So our listeners as well are also lovable weirdos.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think, and we kind of pose this question on social media where we're just kind of like, hey, like we want to, because we do a lot of music stuff. We do a lot of a little bit of wrestling stuff. We're trying to get comedians and stuff like that, but we want to kind of get a little bit more into paranormal things and whatnot. And with our listeners too, like one of their favorite episodes is with Patty.
Yeah,
and
every interaction we've had with Patty has been just absolutely
she's
amazing.
great. We've had her like what 3 times now.
Yeah,
and
oh wow,
we've been doing the show for like a year and a half.
She got us a cake.
She got us a cake.
She got us a cake
for our first year anniversary. Wow. She's amazing. But yeah, like just the way that you're coming off now and the way that she came off, it's like this is a community that I'm happy being a part of, and it's like very welcoming, and I like that.
Yeah,
about it.
We're getting all mushy now.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Hey, that's what bacon does.
Sometimes
I like it.
I don't like mushy bacon.
I don't like mushy bacon.
Crispy bacon is our thing, but
me too.
Yeah, gotta have the crispy bacon.
Absolutely,
for sure.
So on Friday, the episode that's out on Friday, we actually had someone from another podcast. Her name is Lauren, and the name of that podcast is the Beard Al Podcast.
They talk about beer,
and they talk about Weird Al Yankovic.
And you have a connection with Weird Al Yankovic. I don't know about your connection. I don't know about your connection with beer, but I have heard about your connection with Weird Al Yankovic. Would you care to elaborate for us?
Okay. So I used to actually cheer for the Indiana Pacers for 2 years. And when I didn't do it anymore, my old coach would actually reach out to me and be like, hey, there's this event. Can you do that? This and that. And then one time she reached out to me and she said, there's this backup dancing audition. Would you want to do it? And they're only choosing 2 girls. And I said, okay. And I didn't know who it was for or anything. And I made it. And I was like, all right, who was it for? And they said Weird Al Yankovic. And I honestly did not know who that was. I know that sounds weird. I don't know if it's just how old I am, or like I probably heard of him. I don't know. I absolutely know who he is. But anyways, it was it was one of the on TikTok, the core memories. That was seriously
Right,
one
yeah.
for me. The most amazing experience I've ever had. I was paired with another girl, and she was actually a former Indiana Pacers cheerleader, like way
Oh, wow,
back.
okay.
She could have been my mom. That's how old she
Oh.
was. There was 2 different ages there.
Yeah.
And we had to be the distressed cheerleaders. And we got a costume.
Oh.
We had to wear hair and pigtails. And I got to have lunch with Weird Al Yankovic. It was just me and the other girl and Weird Al, and we sat there and we ate. He is so shy and quiet and not what you imagine. Like,
That's
so
amazing.
soft-spoken. And he was like, well, like, have fun tonight and good luck or whatever. And I was like, yeah. Me and her made up that dance that hour right before we performed. We never met up before.
Was it for Smells Like Nirvana?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So we were out at his concert.
Yes.
Like thousands of people there. He was on stage. We were standing right behind him and just dancing. And it was like, holy crap. It was like the best thing ever. And then we got pictures with him at the end, of course, some autographs, and definitely a core memory. I can't believe you guys do that. That was like forever ago.
Yeah, well,
we try and deep dive.
We do the research.
we
do the research.
You're good. I'm impressed about that. A little scared, but impressed. Like, what else do you know?
Well, here we go.
Away
Here we
from
go.
This one.
Mhm.
This one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
What is it about caramel apples that you love so much?
Holy cannoli! Oh, come on! Oh, I don't even know what to say to you guys.
No, not
Okay.
not cannolis. Caramel apples.
Caramel apples
Right,
are
right.
like the best thing in the world. So you think that you're eating something like healthy, but they can throw chocolate, sprinkles on that thing, like the caramel. They can put chocolate on it, anything. So you're like, ooh, I'm healthy, but you're really
Right.
not.
But you're
I was
And
going to
they're so
ask,
amazing.
are you like a caramel apple purist, or are you one that's like, the more shit they throw on it, the better it is? Like, give me the
prefer,
kitchen
like,
sink.
more stuff on it instead of just a plain caramel apple,
Okay.
What's
like chocolate chips and stuff.
do you have a memory of your favorite caramel apple? Only because I do, and so I wanted to ask you about yours.
Oh yeah. Do you want to go first? You want me to?
You go right ahead.
Okay. Universal Studios City Walk in California. They make some of the best, like they'll do in front of you and everything. And it was so big. And it had, I definitely think it had the caramel and like the Ghirardelli chocolate dip, the fancy chocolate and like chocolate chips and just little graham crackers to make it like s'mores tasting. And they actually cut it for you, so you don't have to try to be biting into it like crazy.
Right, it's not just on a stick.
It's not just like a giant apple on a stick.
And I had braces at the time, and I wasn't allowed to bite into caramel apples.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they cut it for you, and it's so nice. And you just, have little bites.
That's amazing. That sounds amazing. I was at a state fair in Ohio, and they gave me one with bacon on it.
Oh my god!
On a stick,
and it was the apple, like that real like that light brown like vanilla caramel, right? And then it had bacon bits, and then it was chocolate drizzle with salt. And I was like,
salt.
"This is incredible!"
Salty, sweet treat.
Yeah, yeah. I like Granny Smith apples when they're caramel dipped.
Those are good too.
Because they're a little bit more tart,
little tang.
That's what's up.
Yes. I love when it's fall time and they just will have them in the grocery store, just individual ones you can take home. I love that.
I don't know. I think the ones that we get here, they're meh.
Where are you guys from? I don't think you told me.
Oh, we're in New York right now. We are in Long Island, New York, just a little bit outside of the city. We're actually,
I've never been to New York.
Oh,
really?
You got to come out. You got to come out, and we'll bring you for pizza.
Yes.
That sounds fun. My dream has always been to stay at the Plaza Hotel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, we love it because Kevin McAllister stayed there.
Right.
Of
But
course.
I don't know if you guys know that Eloise stayed there too.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Eloise
cool.
at the Plaza. Have you ever heard of those books and that movie?
Nope.
She says,
Nope.
I'm Eloise. I'm 6. And she talks about, I live at the Plaza Hotel. And she lives in the Plaza.
No.
Oh my
they
gosh,
completely
it's so good.
You have children.
There's 2 movies
I have-
and there's books.
I mean, should I
have
be
children.
showing my children this?
I don't have children.
They would love it.
I brought my son to
You would
Batman
love it,
today,
actually.
so
That's true. That's true.
yeah.
Please promise me you'll see it because they have one dedicated for Christmas and one just dedicated. Oh, and the nanny is Julie Andrews, Mary Poppins.
Oh, I like Julie Andrews.
Ooh. Okay.
It's really good.
I want to know your take on this, and I don't know if you've seen it, but Mary Poppins, they had that the sequel.
Mary
with,
Poppins Returns.
Yeah. Thoughts on Emily Blunt as Mary Poppins?
I feel like that's a pretty good choice. I mean, she also
Did you see it?
speaks how Julie Andrews does as well, so that kind of helps.
Did you see
And
it though?
she's that proper. I feel like they almost look similar when they're in character.
I thought she was awful.
Oh, I never seen the movie, but
Okay.
You know what? If you get a chance to, don't.
I think Emily Blunt's great.
okay.
I think she's a great actress. I didn't see the movie.
Don't.
I saw it was happening and I was like,
You know what it is?
We didn't
because
watch
Mary
it because
Poppins,
it was a
it's a
musical.
musical. Yeah.
It's okay. Good point. No, but you know what though?
Exactly. See?
So there's like this whole thing where Mary Poppins is kind of snide, like she has these like backhanded things that she does. Emily Blunt is straight up an asshole.
Oh,
Okay.
geez.
All right.
That's so yeah. I
Well,
thought you'd seen it.
Do you want to
But
know something
apparently not.
cool? I can
Yes.
say I play Mary Poppins in my company.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
And I
nice.
can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious backwards.
Yeah, that's in the song.
Please do.
Go for it.
Oh, okay. It's docious califragilisticexpialirupus.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
do you take a giant lamp out of your bag when you get to the party?
I don't, but I do carry the big bag and the umbrella.
Let's get on that. That's the
need
one
to.
thing I always remember. I'm like, that's an awesome lamp, and it comes out of a bag.
Lamp in a bag.
Right.
That's my thing.
He loves lamp.
I love lamp.
Don't go away. We'll be back right after these messages.
All right. So, we just played the fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw our new sponsor next to us at the fair.
Right.
Any of you that have ever been to festivals, one of the coolest spots to go to is that spot that's selling you sodas where the copper mugs.
Oh, they're the best.
Wild Bill's, dude.
Yes. And you don't just have to go to a fair to get their stuff anymore. You can go to drinkwildbills.com and they'll send it right to your house.
They sent that ginormous box to us.
Huge box
Yeah.
of stuff, and it made me realize that Wild Bill's isn't just soda.
Yeah, I thought it was at first, but man, the jerky and
Nuts and coffee.
Oh man, snack foods, coffee, everything.
And if you go there now, drinkwildbills.com, use the promo code BACON, of course, and you get 10% off.
Oh, dude, check it out. Stick with us because we're going to be letting you know how that coffee tastes. We're going to be doing some tasting episodes on literally everything in the box.
Yes.
So stick with us. But, dude, you've had it. You've been at fairs. I've bought it. I bought that mug. It's awesome. I love it.
And now, again, we're heading into the winter months. It's going to get a little colder. No more fairs. Just have it delivered right to your door.
Drinkwildbills.com.
Yeah.
Easy for me to say. Once. Check it out. Promo code BACON.
Hey, this is Ring of Honor's Beer City Bruiser, and when I'm cracking some cold ones and throwing them back, I love to take in Bacon is my podcast, and so should you.
Me too.
You are also talking about the deep dive. You're also a big fan of Shameless.
Oh my gosh, you guys scare me.
You know what? So to be honest, you just tell too much shit because
That's true.
when you tell people
I like
stuff
that you
on
guys did your research. It's easier to speak to you this way.
because we look at old interviews and stuff like that. So we have some coming up or some in the past where it's just like we're winging it, huh? Because people are just very guarded.
I'm
So-
very impressed.
Thank you. Well, thank you.
Oh, we want to make it fun.
So
we want to make it.
Shameless is my absolute favorite TV show. Like seriously, in the whole entire world. I probably watched this season, season 1 to the last season about 3 or 4 times. And I don't know what it is about that show. I don't know. I don't know. I just am obsessed with it. And like as you guys seen, I did go to the house.
Right.
Yeah.
That was scary because I'm gonna tell you, it really is in the south.
It's not a nice. It's not a nice area.
Oh yeah, South Side Chicago's. I mean. Yeah.
So my husband pulls up and I'm hopping out the car before the car stops and he's like, "Stop! Don't get out!" He's freaking out. Oh my gosh! I'm like, "It's fine." I run up to the gate and there's a sign on there and it says that they ask for a $5 donation to go up to the door because of course they do all their filming on the outside, not the inside.
Right.
And I don't know if you've ever seen the show, but
yes.
Kevin and Veronica. Okay, Kevin and Veronica. I mean Kevin. Yeah, and V's house is like a house down. Yeah. And they were literally they're friends, people from the Shameless house and people from that house. So the guy who lived in that Shameless house, they were sitting on the porch and they're like, "You can go up. Thank you for the tip." I put it in there. And another girl actually showed up too to get pictures. And I just I felt rushed because Trevor was being such a baby and scared. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was just trying to live in this moment. I'm like, I cannot believe I'm standing exactly where this person stood or this person stood. He's like, "You can go in the backyard." And Trevor's like, "Don't do it."
Was there like an abandoned van?
As he's saying it.
Was there an old abandoned van in the backyard still?
No, in the backyard looks so tiny compared to the the TV show. It looks so little. How did a pool fit back there? How did they make it look so large? But
all that movie magic.
It was amazing.
I fell off on it. Jen kept watching it, but I fell off on it after Frank, when he was in the hospital for a little while, and he got out of the hospital, and then he
that's
took
all
a drink.
Episodes.
Yeah, he took a drink and then tossed it. He was in the hospital because he had to get a kidney transplant or something like that.
Oh man, that was such a. We all thought he was going to die there.
Yeah. And then she was like, "Oh well, this one was it? What's her name? The main girl on it. She's not going to be on. She's not going to be on it anymore." And I was like, well, "What's it about?"
Right.
She's gonna
play Tom Holland's mom in something.
Oh really?
Yeah, the woman Sheila. She's the voice of Jessie in Toy Story.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, not Sheila. Yeah, she's in School of Rock. Yep. No, I'm talking about Emmy Rossum. Is that what her name is?
Yeah.
And she left the show, and I was like, well, what's the
Fiona.
Who cares then?
Right.
Yeah, Fiona. That's it.
That's what I was saying. That's who's going to play Tom Holland's mom in something.
Yeah.
She wanted to start a family. So she got pregnant and stuff, but she's still doing her acting, but no more Shameless and no more Shameless at all. And that's
didn't that just end?
Yeah. So you don't know what it is about that show that hooked you though.
Every single character on there, I felt a connection to in some sort of way. I would die if they had a convention I could meet them.
Ooh.
I don't even know what I would do. And I was never a fan of. Is it William
H.
Henry?
Macy?
Yeah, William H. Macy.
I was never a really big fan of his, but now if I saw him, I'd probably pee my pants.
A great but fairly unknown William H. Macy movie is The Cooler. Definitely check it out if you get a chance.
I've never seen that.
Also, Mystery Men.
It's not a musical, I promise.
Mystery Men, where he is a superhero movie.
Oh yeah,
written by Ben Stiller.
Yeah, I remember Mystery
Men. Where he is the shoveler.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my gosh,
it's just pretty excellent. It's a dark comedy.
Yeah, and Pee Wee Herman. The Pee Wee Herman is the spleen.
Yes, Paul Rubin as the spleen. The spleen.
I love Pee Wee Herman.
I do too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, the live stuff, the live HBO stuff, where Lawrence Fishburne, was in it.
Oh yeah, he's Cowboy Carl.
Cowboy Carl.
What's your okay? So everybody's got to do a Pee Wee laugh. What's your best Pee Wee Herman laugh?
Oh, I don't want to go first.
Okay, I'll go.
All right, Haley.
That was not good. I need to try again. Hold on.
Go for
I'm
it.
trying to imagine his laugh. Okay, I got it.
That's a good one. Like I was trying to imagine, like you said, the secret word.
Right? Yeah, I can't do it.
So you got like, ah!
That was good.
Ooh, that was good. That was
Right?
good. My in-laws are in San Antonio right now. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
That means that they're going to the Alamo.
Oh, nice.
They might go to the
They're gonna go
basement.
to the basement.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, the best.
That's where his
Deep dive.
That's where his bike was.
That's where his bike was.
The
Deep
basement.
dive.
Oh.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
So, I want to get back into a few things here. I mean, we go off on many tangents on this show.
Tangents
It
is our
happens.
thing.
That's one of the things. It's
Mhm.
one of the things we do. So you were saying that, like, so you love Shameless, and if they had a convention, you would freak out to be able to meet them. Who are some of your other, like, oh my God, I'm going to freak out? And do you have one that you've met now that you've been able to do so many things and travel so many places where you kind of had that, like, starstruck yet like hold it in moment?
Well, oh my gosh. I would really like to meet Zac Efron just because,
Oh, yeah.
you know, don't even come at me for this, but I did like High School Musical. And it is a musical.
Yeah.
Because Zac Efron.
You're blowing my mind right now with your.
What? But
you're contradicting yourself all over the place.
I know. I know.
Okay.
That's all right, though.
High
That's all right,
High
though.
School Musical. I like Bad Grandpa.
Yeah. It's great, Bad Grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great movie.
Well, I'm a big fan of his. I would definitely freak out if I saw him. But the thing is, I've started to meet celebrities just casually because of friends and stuff. So I don't really have that I'm going to freak out feeling anymore. It's more of like I'm part of this group and I have to be calm and cool.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like if it was Zac Efron, I'd probably be like, you know, like, oh my God, freaking out a little bit.
That inside panic.
My mirror just
Whoa.
like crashed into me. I hope it wasn't a ghost.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
We're all good.
I definitely
let me-
have felt that for sure. Like with because I do all the booking and like it very early on, like we had some people and some celebrities were like, hey, what's your number? I got to call you because we got to talk real quick.
And he'll
I'm just
text me and he's like, this person's about to call me. I don't even know what to do right now.
This person's calling me. Like I'm at work doing my regular day job and they're going to call me on my cellular phone. Like, this is weird. This is so weird. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
Oh, I totally agree with that. You always will still, like, even if I'm like so cool and collected with, you know, I can't even think of someone cool right now. I would like someone super famous. I would still freak out inside. Not gonna lie. You know, I was thinking I really like Anna Klumsky. Do you know who that is?
I know the
if
name.
I told you the movie, you'd remember her.
I know
My
the name.
Girl.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really like her, and I don't know if she was like my first girl crush or something, because I still like grew up loving her. Like, I think she's super beautiful, and I know that Macaulay Culkin is like, he went off the deep end, but I love Macaulay Culkin. Like, he was like seriously the most incredible child actor. He went from, you know, playing Home Alone, all sweet and innocent, and he goes to playing the good son, an evil little
son, where he was like,
creepy butt. Yeah. I love that because that's who
if I let you go, do you think you could fly? It's like, ugh.
Yeah, that's where that
That's
creepy
such a
child
good
thing
movie to
came from, for sure.
Yeah, I like that one too. I was definitely a fan of that one.
A lot of people haven't seen it, so I'm happy that you guys have.
Yeah,
listeners,
we
check it out.
Yeah. Also, not a musical.
Not a musical.
Yeah.
So I watched it.
There you go.
All the way through.
Real quick, we do have to pay some bills.
We do, but it's a fun thing.
But it's a fun thing.
It's a fun
You
thing.
can participate too.
You
have no choice.
You're part of this.
What?
Okay.
You're part of this.
So we have a sponsor called Pod Decks. And what Pod Decks is decks of cards, as seen here. And in each deck, there are 50 cards. On those 50 cards are questions, are episode ideas, are different things, icebreakers, lots of fun stuff. What we like to do is get you to choose. and then you will choose a card from said deck. So the different decks you have to choose from are the episode deck, the interview deck 2, what the heck would you rather. There's also the new what the fuck deck. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Sorry, is that right?
Yeah, you gotta raise
like
your voice. when you say-
MTV branded type thing. And then also my favorite, because you have to say it like this, the how dare you deck.
Oh my gosh.
So Haley, would you mind picking one of these decks?
I think the Would You Rather sounds pretty cool.
Would you rather? Nice, popular one. Good
It's
one.
a very popular one. It's
So
a good
out of
one.
50 questions, you were going to pick one, and we're going to read it to you. But while Mike shuffles those, I will just let our listeners know that you can go to poddex.com. And while you're there, you can check out all of these decks. They have combo meals where you can get a couple of decks at once. I don't think they call them combo meals. It's just something that came out of my face just now. They also have some cool T-shirts and other swag. They're a good company. They got an app that you can check out. So go to poddex.com, check it out. If you do decide you want to purchase something, use the promo code BACON.
Because everything is better with bacon.
And you will get 10% off your entire order. All right.
With that said, I'm going to fan these out here.
I'm going to use the finger of power, and we're going to go from my left to my right to your left, and you just tell me when to stop.
Okay.
Was that a stop, or was that just
No.
okay? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
Keep going.
And stop.
All right. Right there. Oh, that's a terrible question. All right.
Great.
Haley, well, it's like this is a lose-lose. Would you rather get your hand stuck in a meat grinder or get your hand stuck in a blender?
It's the same thing pretty much.
That's
Oh my
literally the
gosh.
question.
Well,
I feel like a
you know
blender's got the
something?
little
My brother got his
blades.
thumb cut off by a meat grinder at his work.
Ooh,
And I saw his thumb in a jar. And
Oh
they
my
could never
God.
put it back on.
that's crazy.
So I will just say blender.
All right. You know what? Some kind of outside force made you pick that question so you could tell us that story because there was a connection that had no right to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like a blender's like little blades, though. So it would go beep, 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 and it'd just be annoying.
I think it would
But it
chop
won't
up your
probably
hand.
hurt you as bad.
I don't know.
I'm
Meat
with
grinder's
Haley.
going to turn you into those noodles that
Mm.
come out of the end of it.
Meat
Ew.
The
noodles.
meat noodles that come out the end.
Mm.
I couldn't think of a better word.
Thanks.
Like, yes.
Thank you.
And then Haley never ate noodles ever again.
Right. I went on Bacon as my podcast, and now I can't eat noodles ananymore.
No more
And
pasta.
spaghetti's my favorite food ever.
Ooh,
Yeah,
really?
I did see something where you talked about love pasta. So
I do.
But like, is it like pasta red sauce or is it something?
Definitely like the noodles and definitely the red sauce more than the white.
okay.
Yeah, that's my house too. I do all the sauce in my house.
That surprises me though, because like just because your pizza order was so much cheese that I would have thought that like noodles
Well,
with
I
like
get
an
the lots of grated
Alfredo
cheese
with
on the top.
Parmesan and yeah, lots of grated cheese.
Yeah.
Are you so outside of TikToking and Instagramming and modeling and being ghost bait for shows and
Dressing up
having
as Elsa.
paranormal experiences and running a company and dressing up as a Disney princess, what do you do? What's your decompress? Do you cook? Do you go bowling? Do you sit at home and drink vodka in a bathtub? Like what's your what's your thing?
I will
What's
say
your
I hate
decompress?
cooking more than anything. Okay, I will tell you. It's more of a guilty pleasure than anything. It's something I
Okay.
shouldn't do because anything else I'm working constantly and I never have that time.
Right.
I'm always making TikToks, editing them. I'm just watching Netflix, but online shopping is a serious problem for me. Like serious.
Oh. How many times have you had a package come to your door that you did not remember ordering?
Always, seriously, all the time. I bought that like 5 months ago. Like, what the hell? And then I'm always like, okay, I'll be better next month and not buy anything. And then I'll be like, well, I'll start Monday because that's the beginning of it's always something. And then I'm like, it's okay if I buy this since it's just one thing.
Right.
I have a problem. I'll like argue with myself in my own head.
Have you ever ordered anything in your sleep?
No, but I've tried to take like everything I could and see if I can pull out of my dreams because I knew I was dreaming.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh,
It sucks when you have all
you're
this cool
aware.
stuff.
You're aware in your dreams. I mean, I know you are with the
Always.
pizza, but you're always aware. You wake up and you're like, oh, this is my dream. This is what I ordered. This is what
Yes.
all that kind of stuff.
I'm
Nice.
usually always aware that I'm dreaming.
That's awesome. Has that been forever, or is that something you learned how to do? Or
Yeah, it's always been forever, and it's scary sometimes because it's so vivid. I'll think I'm awake and
Right.
I'm walking around my house, but I'm actually seeing things like spirits that are on a different type of dimension, and I'm seeing them just sit on the couch, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, so I'm dreaming, and I get scared, and I want to get back into my body, and I can't get back in, and it's like the Insidious movie almost.
oh yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced like an astral projection type of moment where you've been able to kind of be aware of where you were, but it was something to where when you woke up, you went and what you saw had happened? Like, have you ever had kind of a thing like that, like remote
Definitely.
viewing or
Seriously, all the time.
Yeah. Is it just happen, or can you control that?
I can't really control it. I sometimes don't even want to go to sleep because my dreams get so creepy and freaky. And I'm not going to say seriously every single time I'm aware I'm dreaming and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But it is most of the time. And I will like open my eyes, but I know I know I'm sleeping in a dream world. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you want, I'll tell you the worst thing that's ever happened to me while I was laying down. Okay.
You can't start it with that.
Yeah.
Man. Tell us.
It's seriously I don't know. You might have heard it on my TikTok or something, but so in my past life I had an abusive husband, and he's followed me to this life, and he gets very jealous and angry. And when I was astral projecting, I was asleep in my bed, but my soul and everything knew I was, like asleep, and I just was like aware of things. I felt that man who was my husband on top of me punching me in the face over and over again, and all I can hear was him going like with such anger and force. And I was wearing my eye mask, and all I could see was the swinging coming down, and I could feel the pressure of him on top of me. But from my past life, I know that if I tried to stop him, he would put a pillow over my face or something, and I'm very claustrophobic, and I'm pretty much paralyzed when I'm in that astral projection state, so I can't really defend myself that much. So,
oh man.
And about a couple days later, I was home alone. I was sleeping. I heard him walk into my room and go and sit on the bed, just next to me in the bed. I felt the bed sink down, and I tried to lift up my mask, and he pushed it down. And he talked to me in a different language, which I understood at the time. I can't even think about it now. But when he was speaking to me in that different language, I understood. And he just said it so softly, almost like I felt like that was his apology for what he just beat my face in. Mm-hmm. And then he like walked to the door and said something else and walked out. And I haven't seen him for a while since. I mean, I occasionally bump into him in the hallway, but he's very evil.
What a crazy experience to have.
That was like, I will never ever forget that. Like I could just hear him huffing and puffing, boom, boom, boom.
That's
I know.
So for me,
it's
like
intense.
Past lives and stuff like that, I could definitely see it and stuff like that. So Jen calls me a little bit of a spiritual idiot.
Okay.
So like I'm interested with all that stuff, but I'm so not in touch with any of it. So like thinking about like past lives and stuff like that, but being able to connect with certain people the way that I do sometimes, and just being able to be like, cool, we're friends. Like this is it.
Right.
It happens all the time. So for me, I definitely do feel like that's got to be the reason why.
Right.
But yeah, spirits coming back from. I can barely manage the living people here that I have, let alone like people from past lives. And man, that's crazy stuff, man.
Well, so I've always been interested in I I ask questions about everything, right? And every question leads to 10 more questions. And there's never any real answers to anything, because the inherent problem with all of this is that you have to just kind of be open to the fact that your experience and someone else's experience don't have to be the same for something to exist. They have to, you just have to talk to someone and understand their experience and go, man, you had this experience. Talk to me about it. And then let me try and just understand how you're feeling about it and what happened to you, and kind of go through it that way. And I think that a lot of people are like, when people are super skeptical, almost to the point of antagonistic, it's because they don't want to even know that any of those things are possible.
They're scared of it.
Yeah. And I get that. And I understand that. I always just kind of have the attitude of like, I can be convinced of anything with enough information and with talking to somebody, and I'll take someone's personal experience. I put a lot of weight into that. So for me, I find it really interesting when, like, hearing you talk about like, okay, I have a connection and a knowledge of my past life and my past relationships. And I find that amazing. I think that's really cool. And then I'll talk to somebody else that has a vision of like, here's what I think paranormal things are. I don't necessarily think that they're ghosts of the past as much as they're things that are on this other plane. I think that there's a thin, the veil theory of like, there's us on this side and there's this other side, and certain times for certain reasons things can pass through. Do you have a feeling of, hey, this is what I feel a ghost experience is it to you? Is it like, this is a past person that hasn't left and that is still wanting to be a part of where I am location wise, or me personally? Or do you think in terms of, hey, there's a veil, and when we move to that other side of the veil, we can come back, and sometimes we're just looking for a connection? Or do you think it's more personal than that?
Yeah, it's pretty deep. I do feel like there is a soul that we have, and a lot of people also, what I kind of started believing from other people is that even like your soul will not even come out as almost like a person. It'll come out like just like an orb almost, with all your energy and everything you liked, love, and everything like that. Not even your form sometimes. Right. And that will either kind of just stick around, and they do a lot of times when people are grieving, or they just will go to heaven. I don't like to say that. I don't know. It's hard for me to say. I don't like to believe in hell, because I almost don't believe in it, because what I've heard is God would never do that to us. And this could be hell that we're in, and this could be heaven. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. So, sure. Yeah, I just feel, and also people have to have their own experiences, like, to really even believe in anything, honestly. So I feel like the reason why you guys even believe a tiny bit is because you had some kind of experience, even if it was just tiny or a little remembrance or anything.
Absolutely.
Because people they have to I will trust in something. That's what sucks. I'll trust in people and stuff and not think they're lying, but they end up lying. I just trust in things too much. But some people have to have that proof all the time, and I'm just not like that. So,
well, it's tough because you have on one side, if you're someone that's trying to learn something, you have you want to talk to people and understand their experiences, but then there are people that have had experiences, and there are people that really want something to be true. And then there are people that want to be a part of something. And so
there's so many different levels.
Their experience and their level of what they're saying can be influenced by any of those things, which is okay, which totally is fine. But but yeah, when you, I know what you're saying when it's like, yeah, you just got to kind of trust people and have faith that they're going to tell you a real situation, but really you got to go by that experience of your own. And I know plenty of people that are like, and I can even say me, like, there's a part of me that I have had experiences, but nothing that I would call like a definitive, like, this is a belief system experience. You know,
Yeah.
I've had plenty of things that made me go, huh, that's possible. That's definitely possible. This could have been that. This could have been that. I'm one of those people that I would love to go into a place and challenge myself and challenge the place and have an experience. But that's not always what you get, you know,
Right.
no matter how much you want to go into an old building and you want something to touch you. That doesn't mean it's going to. And that doesn't mean, and if it doesn't, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And if it does, it doesn't mean that's what it was, you know? So there's all this, there's a certain level that we all have to kind of go like, okay, I've spoken to you. Here's my experience. Here's your experience. And where do we meet in the middle? And what piques my interest? And I think those things too, the things that make you kind of excited to learn more, are a little bit more of your truths, you know. Those are
I
those
was
things
just
that are
thinking of
pushing you.
something that I would really like to do one day. And it is, I told you earlier, I cannot stand skeptics. Like, they will drive me insane. Like, I will literally wish like a demon would just come and possess them just so that they wouldn't believe me.
Just, yes, please believe
That's
it.
how angry I get about it. But I would love to take some skeptics to haunted buildings, haunted locations, and just throw them in by themselves. And if they tell me they're scared, I'm like, what are you scared of? You're not there. I thought you didn't believe in ghosts. What are
Right.
you scared of?
Do you think a skeptic would even accept?
Yeah.
Like someone who's that diehard skeptic
Well,
would even accept an experience if it were to happen? Or
yes,
do you,
because they are very much, I'm right. So they would want to prove me like that nothing happened to them.
I find like skeptics are very it's more of a tough guy thing.
Sometimes, yeah.
I feel like when it comes to paranormal and stuff like that, yeah, there are like the scientific skeptics, right?
Right.
Which is a different
right
thing.
If you're taking a science-based approach, then you're always open to something changing.
Exactly,
because that's what it is.
But yeah, again, like you said, it's open-ended. But when it comes to a real skeptic, like what she's talking about, there's always this tough guy attitude behind it.
Like he's right no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
Not only do I not believe it, but I'm going to angrily try and make you not believe it.
Right.
Yes. And
right.
it's not just men. There are some women out there.
No, I think that's
there's
for
tough
anybody.
girls out there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're more argumentative about it. They'll like put every detail of why that doesn't exist, and that's annoying.
I'm sure.
But I feel like it's more of like a tough guy, like, yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah.
So I like that. Set them up in a room.
Right.
Yeah. What are you scared of?
Open up a Dybbuk
there was
box.
no cast
Go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah.
Open that shit up. Have fun.
Now, one thing I will say, like, when you have gone on your, like, if you go out to a place, or if you, maybe not if you go on someone else's show or someone else's paranormal hunt or experience or whatever you want to call it. But if you're on your own, right? What's like the difference there when there's an investigation? Like if you're going and it's based around like when you went to the Randolph County, right? And you were basically bait. You were put in a room and it was like, okay, let's see if something comes after her. And that's how you were presented, and that's even how you presented yourself. You were like cool with it. You were like, okay, this is what's going to happen. How is that different from when, like, if you're going to go on your own thing and it's not necessarily going to be a live stream, or it's not going to be a this or that? What changes?
Well, definitely the fact that I'm in my own comfort zone in this location that I choose to go to, and I can be like, I don't think I can go in that room, you know, and I have the choice. I have more freedom to do that, like what I want. But with these, they're like, I have a lot of people watching. This is like a live stream.
Right.
Go in this room, go in that room, go here, go here. And like, no matter what I pretty much say, because I signed the contract.
Yeah.
You guys know Aaron from Ghost Adventures. That's
Yeah.
me.
Mhm.
They'll
Right.
throw me in. They make me lay on a gurney. Like, I will not forget that.
Well, yeah,
They
that's
made me sit on an old jail cell toilet, and it looked like it had crap in it still. Not gonna lie, yep. They made me do some stuff that I can't even describe to you. I almost felt empty being in there. Like, seriously, I had nothing in my body, and I was just walking on air almost. I was just expecting the worst, walking in the dark to passing each room in the asylum where everyone used to live in their own room. The doors are open, swung open, and each person had their own little life in there. And it was just like, I just felt so empty and dead almost. And Patty actually jumped on, and I heard her say something, and that'll never leave my head. She said, she thought I wasn't on air because my camera kept messing up, but she said, I kept seeing two spirits grabbing at her legs, but I didn't want to tell her because I didn't want her to freak out.
I saw that. Yeah. I saw her say that too.
I could not. I was like, Patty, and I'm like right in the middle of like the freaking dungeon. And the camera wasn't working. I had no one there, and it was like awful. I'm like, do I run? But my defense is, if I run, they'll come after me. If I walk, they probably won't come after me. I don't know why I think these things. But
wow, there's some
out of nowhere, I got all this bravery. Like, I don't know if it was like the last hour. Out of nowhere, I did. And I was like, okay, I'll do this. Okay, I'll do that. And I went up in the attic, which kind of made me step back. It is pretty terrifying there. But I went up to that doll and I hugged it. That everyone was like, oh, go to the doll. Ha, ha, ha. And I was like, okay. And I went over and picked it up. I was like, I love Chucky. So, I don't know. I loved how my emotions changed so quickly. Like, that was so weird. I felt so many different things. And there was a room in there I didn't get to show anybody because I just had no service. And they called it the meat room, and they used it as a morgue.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So literally a meat room.
Yeah.
They put the freaking lamb chops next to Bob over here. That's what they did.
Oh, that's so gross.
It's so true, though. They had a pile of bodies up against a wall.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I wonder, like, so how do you feel about, like you said, you love Ghost Adventures, we do too. How do you feel about, now, when Ghost Adventures first started, they took a very antagonistic approach because it's good for TV, and you're trying to force some kind of encounter or situation to happen. I always kind of felt that was a little weird because I was like, you know, if you're assuming that something was a person or still has
to them like that.
they're like, people are jerks and people are awesome. Why wouldn't ghosts or spirits or whatever have awesome people and jerks as well? And I would think that if someone approached me yelling at me, I'm going to have there's going to be a way different response because I'm going to be on guard and I'm going to match intensity sometimes.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'll just back off entirely
completely, and
you're not going to get anything out of me because I'm like, I don't even want to deal with this douche. Like, how do you kind of feel? And that's just my opinion on those things. Maybe, like, I don't know, shit. I've only been on like one. Maybe that's the best way. But how do you feel about that antagonistic approach versus something else?
I just feel like for the most ghost hunting I've done with people, by myself, even seeing it on TV, they don't start yelling. They will never start with that. They will start, hey, you want to talk to us? And then something comes over you when you don't get that answer. And that's when the antagonizing starts. I feel like what you said, someone just coming up to you on the street screaming. From what in my paranormal history, it's usually like, hey, what are you doing? And say you don't answer. And then the person's like, what are you doing? Coming after you like that.
Right. I
feel like they're just getting angry because they're not answering. And I I felt that anger before too. Like I felt like I needed to scream at someone. I don't know if it's just the change in the room, the spirits putting off an energy in you. So I feel like that's a really good possibility because I felt the anger out of nowhere.
Okay.
Like I could be like, "Hey, what's up, Joe?" And then like I felt very angry at him. Like he's angry at me for speaking to him. Like he's already throwing anger at me. So I'm throwing anger back at him.
Okay,
so that's
I
what
gotcha.
I kind of feel there. I mean, I try not to provoke them, especially when I'm alone. But if I'm with people, I probably do. I have a big investigation coming up at the I think it's Old Park or Old Grand Hotel in Texas, the most haunted prison in Texas.
Yeah.
And I will be with a group of paranormal investigators, girls, and we're doing a meet and greet and spending the night and all this. I'm staying with Patty and stuff in one of the rooms. But I feel like I'll be much more brave with someone else. A lot of my investigations are just solo. And people don't understand. Like, it's so different. Like, there was like Destination Fear. Do you know them?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Well, they went to the Randolph County Asylum twice.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like together. And I said, I was up in that attic by myself with the light off holding Chucky. And they're all freaked out because there's 5 people in there. And they're singing Kumbaya in a circle with a light on. I'm like, it's so different when you're like, you know, by yourself, like little Haley with the lights off in the middle, like holding Chucky with a tricycle next to you and a wheelchair over here. It's like, I don't know. I know that kind of got mixed around, but that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So like with the Ghost Adventures thing and you know the whole like antagonistic thing, like we have a bar here that we've played a few times together, that they did on Ghost Adventures. Katie's of Smithtown, and in the basement there was paranormal activity, and it was very antagonistic early years of the show. They did a Where Are They Now? And the owner of Katie's was one of the people on there, and he sat down with Zach, and he's like, cool, like you've called us up to be here again. What for? And he's like, you came here, you stirred shit up.
Yep.
And now they're angry. Like, right. You just left. Like, what are you doing?
And they always claim that they kind of cleanse the energy and stuff before they go, but I don't think they always do.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, this guy was like, can you fix this? Because I have a business to run.
Right.
And we play there. You know, it's one of the only
You've made
venues.
them all mad.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Haley, we've taken up a lot of your time.
Yes.
And we really appreciate you hanging out and doing this with us.
We could talk for many more hours.
Yeah,
I know it's actually kind of fun talking about myself. Like, oh my gosh, I did that. Like, oh my gosh, you reminded me of things. I'm pretty cool.
Yeah.
You got a cool thing going on. You got a pretty cool life that you lead.
We would love to have you on again. But
for sure,
please let all of our consumers know where they can find you and all things Haley Michelle
and what you got coming up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, mostly TikTok. That's where I spend a lot of my time. Miss Haley Michelle, MissHaley MiChelle. I only have one TikTok account, just letting you know. And also I have 2 Instagrams, one backup, which has a lot more followers, and a new main one because I'm starting fresh. So Instagram and TikTok are my 2 besties. I'm working hard on them. I have a lot of new things coming up. I'm part of a podcast, another little podcast I do, Scared and Alone. It's what sends me to scary places. So you can stay tuned for those. And all my links I usually post on all my, social media accounts, so they're easy to find. And also, like I did mention, my paranormal investigation coming up in July 30th in Texas.
My brother's birthday.
Ooh.
Also, I'm going to do some other stuff with Patty while I'm there, most likely. Some more little investigations videos for TikTok and all that. And yeah, that's that.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate your time. It has been a blast getting to know you a little bit.
Yeah.
And we just want to make sure that everyone that is listening, not only did they get to know you, and they got to know what your bacon is, maybe they can spend a little time each day
asking themselves what question, Haley?
Haley, do you remember what the number one question you should ask yourself every day is?
Oh my God, no. multiple choice question you guys gave me?
It was not.
It was not.
It was
after
not.
that. It was after that.
What type of bacon is your bacon or so?
You're on it. Here's how you phrase it.
What's your bacon?
What's your bacon?
Okay, I see. I listen somewhat.
Thanks for hanging out
My
with us.
favorite bacon, real quick.
Yes. What is it? What is it?
It's definitely crispy, but a little soft, and of course, it has lots of maple, so it's sugary.
Oh, you know who that sounds like? That sounds like you. Crispy, soft, a little sugary.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging
Creepy
out with
and
us,
sweet.
Sammy. Creepy and sweet. We will see you next time, and hopefully we'll see you again. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes, we'll hang out again.
Yes. Yeah, shave your testes.
Testicles.
Testicles shaven. Haley Michelle, everybody.
Haley Michelle was a lot of fun. We're going to definitely have her on again.
Absolutely.
It took a little while to get that bumper done, but whoo! We got it.
We did get it. We did get it.
Magic.
It was magical. A lot of magical in that episode. She's fun. I like fun people. I like, and I like,
And she's honest. She's honest about her story and what she's gone through. And
we got a little heady in there. I know that I asked a couple weirdo questions, but it happens.
Listen, if you're listening to this episode and you've made it this far, you're obviously heady yourself.
Yeah. There's going to be some weirdo questions.
Right. That was a lot of fun. We'll definitely have her on again. Thank you to Haley Michelle for coming on. Check her stuff out all over the place.
Absolutely.
Watch an investigation.
I want to be a part of one.
I want to do one.
Someday soon.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
We'll figure out anybody out there that I
want to play with an ovulus.
Sounds sexual.
Yeah.
An ovulus. Anybody out there that hosts paranormal stuff or does paranormal stuff that's a listener,
let us know.
Hit us up. We would love to be a part of one. We would love to come do one. And
Jim wants to go into all the dark rooms.
I'll go into the dark rooms.
Yeah,
I'll
all alone.
Sure, I'll do it all alone. I'm in. I invite you.
Let's do it.
Invite you. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
I love it.
Where can they find you?
I want to be changed forever.
Where can they find you?
Bring things home with me
as a person,
as a person,
and as a musician.
Well, you can find me as a digital person.
Yeah,
all over the webs.
What's all that matters?
Jimmy G's Shoes on all the socials. You can find me there, and you can find my band as a digital band.
Yeah,
also on the webs, cravenstrange.net. And that has links to all our social stuff, and even a schedule where you can find us as a real band. Find us as real people, because that exists too.
Oh. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we all have. We all have. Where can they find your band that is also a real band and digital band?
It's mostly a digital band, but it's partially a real band, and that band is at Something Heavy Music. You can find us on all the social media platforms, the Instagrams, and
yes,
the Facebooks, and
I like, for those of you that are just listening, we've got this. We've got this. It's kind of like a.
It's a rainbow.
It's like a Who doing the big guitar arm swing.
And you can also find us on all streaming digital platforms. Me personally, at Me My Own Self Mike.
Yeah.
On those things, and then you can also find music that you and I have done.
That's true.
Together.
Bacon is my passion.
Yes.
Over on your Spotify's and your Apple Musics and stuff like that. Check out.
We're working on something.
We are. We're always working on something, but something's coming soon.
Yeah, very soon.
Check out all things Bacon is My Podcast over at baconismypodcast.com. You can find links to all the shows. You can find links to all our socials there. But if you just want to find us on the socials, it is
at Bacon is My Pod. We alluded to it in the episode. We've got a TikTok now.
We do.
It's in the infancy stages.
Yes.
There's things on there, though.
There are things. Things and stuff.
It's not one of those things.
No.
What's followers.
That's so
followers. We need followers. Let's go, people. So let's get those followers, and then I'll figure out how to use it and do more. I mean, Yes.
Yes. Stay in the conversation with hashtag What's Your Bacon, hashtag BaconPod, or hashtag Bacon Is My Podcast, or Bacon Is My Pod. Any of those things, we'll see it. We'll find it. Check it out. Let us know what you want to see, what you want to hear, what you want to do, what you want us to do, all that kind of stuff.
All the things. And always remember, of all those things, the most important thing to remember, I'm doing double arms.
You are doing double arms.
Doing double arms now. What's the one question?
What's your bacon?
Mm-hmm.
Shave your beanbag.
What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. And before we get into this week, if one episode just isn't enough for you and you need a little bit more Bacon Is My Podcast, head on over to patreon.com/Bacon Is My Podcast. Over there, you will get access to monthly live streams, discounts on merch, early and commercial-free access to Bacon Is My Podcast episodes. Some of them are even extended surprise giveaways, additional shows, including Tasting Is My Passion, and, of course, Cooking with Bacon Is My Passion. And oh yeah, you get a crap ton of music. That's right, all of Jimmy and Mike's bands, previous, current, whatever it is, you'll get access to that music, demos, and much, much more. Just head on over to patreon.com/Bacon Is My Podcast and learn what the hoopla is all about.